45.
Hey, check it out. This is Eminem, and the streets is watching.
GANGSTA GRILLZ.
We know trauma in the homie
Trendsetter.
Wait, it's finally over. The affiliates have taken over the wheel. Right here on The Streets is Watching on Shade 45.
Atlanta's #1 hip-hop station, Hot 107.9 GANGSTA GRILLZ Radio, man. The man, the legend, he's in the building. Dame Dash is here. What's up, man?
What's happening?
Welcome to the A-Town. Welcome back to the A-Town.
Yeah, I ain't been here in a minute.
It's been a minute?
It's been a minute.
When the last time you was in Atlanta?
Shit, maybe a decade.
It's been that long?
Might have been another century.
And you move around a lot, though. So I
wasn't in the country.
I
I wasn't in the continent.
Uh-huh.
I was out. I was looking for some cool shit.
Uh-huh.
Can you curse?
Yes.
This is some cool shit in here. This
Thank
is
you.
fly.
Thank you, man. Welcome
Now,
to these.
this is a radio station. So I respect this shit here. I know what y'all hustling for. You know what I'm saying?
We tried to get it right in here.
Now I feel comfortable. I can smoke. I can do what I want. You know what I'm saying? Because you own this shit. This is yours, right?
Most definitely.
See, we equal.
We empowered.
That's some man shit right there. Boy, I respect that.
Now, I gotta say, I think one of the first recent interviews that I heard from you was when you did Combat Jack.
Yeah.
And I was so excited. I remember me and my man Lake Show, we was in LA, and I listened like immediately the day it came out. Because, it felt like we hadn't heard from Dame in a minute, and then when you did that interview, it came up, and anytime you talk, hustlers like myself and people who have come up in the game, we get excited to just hear your words.
You know why? I appreciate that. You know why? Because I be looking at it sometimes when they be doing all the headlines with the picture, you give your own voice. So sometimes I give myself a voice when I see the pictures, like a fucked up voice. Mm-hmm. So they probably think I had that fucked up voice that they be seeing in the pictures, but it was never ever that voice.
Right.
They was trying to make it that voice.
Right. How do you, you don't do that many, but how do you go about choosing, what interviews you do? Because you've done, from Combat Jack to Breakfast Club to Larry King, you're here with me, but everybody doesn't get a Dame Dash interview.
Yeah, like sometimes I'll give an interview to somebody that's like young,
Mm-hmm.
Some unknown just because I know them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I'm a very supportive person, so also I'm big on like a cosign. You know what I mean? So like where I'm from, if you stand up for somebody, then that's the law.
Mm-hmm.
Just like on that Italian shit. You know what I'm saying? So if a friend of mine comes to me and says, I have a friend that I want you to, I think you should get with, I'ma blindly go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like I knew Reggie used to be my lawyer.
Right.
But then, of course, he betrayed, our ethic and our code by giving that interview to Joey without telling me, and actually telling me he wasn't going to give him the interview without telling me. I thought it was a cultural thing.
And that you're talking about Joey Manda.
Yeah, Joey Manda.
Yeah.
And the vice president of black people at, or the president of black people at,
Is it Interscope?
At Interscope.
Interscope.
Isn't that bugged? Don't you think that's a little crazy to call a department black?
Yeah,
it ain't no white department.
Right.
They get rock and roll, but we get the black music.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why is that? Or urban? Why is that? I don't know. That's why I left that industry, that game.
Well, sometimes, from their perspective, I still think they look at us like, the urban doesn't make the profit for them as
This is what they're doing.
Okay.
They're trying to make us look at it like they're controlling us. So they make it like they own the plantation, so they have to be the masters, even though the cotton is ours.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So they like, pick your cotton and give it to us to give back to your people. But you can't get it done without us, so we have to create like a department. So you have to, so there's a boss. Do you notice that in these departments, that all of these urban departments are run by non-urban people?
Real.
You don't think that's like a mind fuck? Like, why is Julie Greenwald telling Sherry what to do? Sherry Bryant. I personally raised Sherry.
Definitely, she can be. A lot of people that are in the industry now come from your regime. A lot of people come from your regime.
What hurts me is when I see people that don't deserve it telling them what to do. I know for a fact that Julie does not know more about music than Sherry. So it breaks my heart to have to hear Sherry say, I gotta ask Julie. You understand what I'm saying? Or somebody say, I gotta ask Joey Amanda.
But does it
Joey Panda?
But then, Dame, do you look at it in that situation, in that position, like they should leave or they should stay and be empowered to get to the next level?
I honestly believe Sherry's a star And I think when people are still in the industry,
And she's doing great things in the building.
Yeah, for that building.
Right.
But when people have a job, it's for security. It's just so you have that stable check, and the corporate infrastructure is built to get robbed that way. So in the music business, you can in essence get a check for not doing anything. Trust me, I saw people do it all the time. I saw people that made a living off getting a check and doing nothing, and got mad if someone asked them to work. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, a lot of people. So I just, you know.
And how would you say those people got in their positions through the connections and not through the effort?
Pardon me, no disrespect. It's my dogs putting pressure on that food. Yo, Governor, you embarrassing me. Is it the black? Is Cookie or Gus?
Let's go.
Hey, come on, Rocky. You got them looking crazy boy, right? They got pressure on him. He was like, and that wasn't like it wasn't the growl, because sometimes I'll come in, like when we went into the Breakfast Club joint.
Yeah. You have both of them?
I had Gov.
Yeah,
The only reason why I got Cookies because we just moved down south, and I took both the dogs, but I usually just travel with Gov. But Gov gives like a bark, like I don't like it in here. But I didn't hear that bark. I heard the pressure barks. That's why I was like, oh, it's food over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know the bark. They talk. They talk. But I just feel like that security sometimes slows people down, and it makes you complacent. You know what I mean? So I'm the kind of person that, because I got to eat the food I kill, it always keeps me focused and on the street. And the only thing that keeps a person focused is when he's spending his own money, because he got to get it back.
Right.
And that keeps you scrutinizing every dollar. It keeps you up every day. It makes a Sunday a Monday. Like, there is no weekends when your money's on the street.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I only think people that do that could relate to that.
Absolutely. It's a hustler's mentality.
Yeah.
I want to get into the movies, but since we're on the topic of that, there were probably times that it came about and your name came up many times. Specifically, I remember during a moment in Def Jam's history when they were looking for someone to run the company, and Irv's name came up, your name came up, and just in general, what
was the reaction? I'm just curious.
I mean, you know, I remember when we were having a conversation, I thought the both of you would be great.
What was the reaction of everybody else?
Well, you know, I mean, you're a controversial guy, so, you know.
Isn't music supposed to be controversial?
Absolutely. Absolutely is. I thought it would be a great...
No, what was the... I know you know, I see your mentality, right?
Yeah.
So I get it. But what
people are probably definitely scared of you, Dang.
Yeah, I mean, those people should be scared.
Yeah. Well, but would you take that position in the building at this point in your life?
When I take a job, I would do a
to run a label, if whether it be a Def Jam or an Interscope or...
I mean, I have a department called Blue Rock.
Okay.
You know, and you know, my man Jay Black, who, you know, got me out. You know, he's the one that got me back on the road, really. You know, he's the president of it, and you know, it's just not the way I make money. Like, my business model for making music is not immediate. So I don't make music to make SoundScan or to get the immediate buck or to cover a cost. I make music like art. I collect it, and then I use it when it's ready. You know what I'm saying? Like when the prices are up. You know what I'm saying? It's like having crack but not selling it until it's a drought. That's how I do it.
And I mean, you could base
at a high price.
Your film ventures have been the same way, almost, in a sense.
Always. Well, see, what was happening before, what people understand is Universal was funding it, even though we had a partnership. So in essence, whoever's funding it is running it. And my frustrations would come with me having to ask for money that I felt was mine.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, and ask corny people that didn't have any money in it. You know what I mean? Like, to talk to someone that didn't put up a dollar.
Backstage and
all of that. And any corporate, anybody that, when you walk in the building, no one in that building owns a fucking thing. So think about being at a dice game and somebody that has no money in it talking about what your bet should be, who if it hits somebody's foot, like, that gets you smacked in the street. So that's how I would approach it.
Right.
You're like, yo, dog, you ain't got no money in this. Mind your fucking business. And what would be worth it for you to fight me for something that you don't own? This is not gonna feed your kids. This is gonna feed mine, though.
Right.
So I do ventures with corporate, but I can't have them putting up any money. You know what I'm saying? And as far as like creating a platform for something I don't own, no, I wouldn't do that. But I would do something that inspired me. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I do shit. Like there's this rock group, the London Souls. You know, we did the record, put it out, did the art, took them to Hong Kong. We didn't do it for money. We just did it because we think that they're the best, you know, rock group on the planet right now. Like, you know, if you get with the Rolling Stones, I could just hang out with them. That's what I like to do. So music for me right now, how I pick and choose is all inspiration. Like when I did Black Rock, you know, again, we was doing the webisodes 5, 6, 7 years ago. We was at the 5 can and gave us the 5Ds. You know what I'm saying? So that business model, I started it so that I would be the best at it. So I started a business model 5, 6 years ago. I didn't have to put my name on it. I just did it. I controlled destiny. I controlled the future by being forward. It was like when basketball shorts, I wanted to sell basketball shorts. I had Team Rock, and you could ask anybody. So I was like, watch this. I started wearing NBA shorts. Look back to when I was making Death of a Dynasty and all, even my son. And I said, watch this. Everybody gonna be wearing basketball shorts so I could sell them. You understand what I'm saying? So I created a business model with these webisodes, this direct-to-consumer awareness that it wasn't gonna happen overnight. It takes years for people to change a mentality. You understand what I'm saying? Like, do you know how long it took Republicans to really accept that there was a black man in the White House? They still think they in the White House. It's a mentality thing. They like, you know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes I go certain places and they just can't believe that I'm the boss.
Do you think and for your film career, what you know now, things would be a little different if you knew then what you know now?
Well, of course, when you do something the first time, you don't do it perfect.
Right.
And I learned a lot. What I learned is to be the connect completely. So not only like to be the one that has it, be the one to grow it. So instead of waiting for people to do shit and investing in other people and having to be subservient to their fucking issues and their agendas, I want to be subservient to my own. You understand what I'm saying? So I learned how to make movies myself, fast and cheap. And back then they didn't have digital. There wasn't this direct-to-consumer approach. There wasn't an internet. You understand what I'm saying? So once these things came, and then I knew the game, and even like my first movie, I bought a camera and I made Losada's. I learned so much from it. You're gonna see a complete evolution. In Too Honorable. You know what I'm saying? But again,
Too Honorable is kind of a lot of the characters from Losada's are in Too Honorable. I mean, it's relatable, correct?
They're both. It's like some Rat Pack shit.
Right.
But not Rat Pack. Let's say like something else. But not that. But there are people that I know have talent, and I want to keep working with them. And when I'm in a certain location, I can keep working with them, and you build them as a brand. So it's almost like a record company. I'm just approaching the movie thing like the music.
I ran into
like I'm putting out, I put out, not to cut you off, but I put out these. What you're seeing now are mixtape movies.
Right.
The real Losada's movie is gonna come out in the theater. It's gonna be a completely different experience. But I couldn't just say that before doing it. No one would understand it.
So you're doing your thing where Too Honorable, they can go to d-studios.com.
They're gonna be able to get that from Too Honorable, d-studio.com, Too Honorable, d-studio.com, and they'll be able to buy the mixtape movie direct. And in phase 2, I put out the soundtrack. Because Gabron always takes a long time for the technology, to be honest. And then,
Shout out to Gabron, man.
Yeah.
We go back to day one. That's my day one nigga.
Word?
Yeah.
You original High Yellow nigga?
Yeah. A lot of us in here. A lot of us in here.
Like the High Yellow
A lot of us in here.
Okay, I can think that.
Came up on everything.
But he
I was
embraces
doing.
High Yellowness more than most. He's still old school High Yellow.
Your success, do you feel like you've gotten more satisfaction out of your success with your films based to your success in the music business?
Well, I haven't hit that, like in order for me to hit that success, it won't be Jay-Z or it won't be Kanye on the cover of Time. It'll be me. Because I'm the one making those movies. So no, I haven't hit that success yet. But for my personal...
the satisfaction.
The satisfaction, for sure.
Okay.
That satisfaction happened 10 years ago.
Right.
When I just walked away.
Okay.
See, to be able to walk away is a luxury. Not everyone can do that. I just walked away. I said, fuck all of y'all. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, fuck the whole business. Y'all can say what you want. I'm doing whatever I want to do, whenever I want to do it, however I want to do it. I went and did fashion. I ran around the world.
Right.
They can say what they want to say. I know what I was doing. I have a whole television network where you can see my history. You go to poppingtongroup.com and you can see the last 5 years of my life in different countries. Smoking weed everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Making music everywhere. Opening up art galleries everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like getting with the millennial generation.
And what's interesting is it's interesting to hear you say that, because when I think back and you think about the jazz revolution and key players 40, 50, 60 years ago, they were getting so much more respect outside of the country in a sense where, they couldn't even perform in Vegas. It sounds like, when you was traveling around the world and people gave Dame Dash that respect that he deserved instead of when people were looking at it.
The thing about it is, to the people that are in the know and people that are aware, I always get that respect. And there's no room that I'm going to walk in where I'm not getting my respect anyway. So I never feel no disrespect. I don't feel it ever. The most respect, I think, is when people that are talking about me in a bad way in front of people, and then I walk in the room and then it's a completely different thing. That's the ultimate respect. You understand what I'm saying? I haven't, as of yet, I don't think I've warranted any disrespect. I haven't done anything to disrespect anyone that hasn't deserved it. Like, only thing that I've talked about in a disrespectful way is based on my reaction to a disrespectful experience toward my direction, which is an instinctual reflex. You know what I'm saying? Like, defense it's like, you can't get mad. Like, look at Pacquiao, right? Even though he just got his ass whipped. You know, he did. You can't say he didn't. He got his ass whooped. And Floyd knew he was going to whip that ass, of course. But he goes to church every day. He's talking that thank you shit and all that other stuff. But when he gets in the ring, he's a maniac. He's not a nice guy. Business is like being in the ring. And what happens with people that don't understand professional business is they take business personal. And that's when you know someone's not professional business, which is the majority of the music business. So they take enlightenment and coaching in an aggressive way as a disrespect. But what coach ever went to the Super Bowl without yelling?
Absolutely. So what do you think about a generation that is seeing, you know, a lot?
The new generation is butters.
And that generation has, a lot of what they know about Dame Dash is visually where they see Dame Dash in a room screaming on somebody.
Yeah, that's one part. But also the other part is the generation that saw DD 172, which was 6-7 years ago. So this generation was like 15 and now they're 22. So everything that I'm saying isn't new to them now. It's not foreign. There's no luggage that they have to rewash their brain. So this millennial generation, because they have such an understanding of it and such an acceptance of it, and because my perspective was not popular 10 years ago, as it is now, because everyone was scared to fucking death. So
now
to me,
everybody's following the
because I had to survive it. They was like, all right, dog, you want to talk that independent shit and fuck all the corporate, then you go do it. And I got bombed on, and for a couple of years, they were like, we made the right choice. But then a couple of years later, they was like, oh, hell no. I got fired. I don't own nothing. I'm in the same place. I'm the old man in the club. I'm fat now. All kind of shit done happened. So now they're like, we don't even really have a choice. Because now you can't really start when you're 40. Because the movement in your demographic for hip-hop is 15 to 25.
Absolutely.
So if you're still trying to catch the lick at 35, like you could be 35 and been doing it that long.
Party. But
you already going to be late and looking a little old regardless. You know, it's going to be some dye in that bit. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's not... That's to me, if you ain't get it, you got to go and do something different. You know what I'm saying? It has to be evolution if you didn't crack at a certain age. But you can still be in the game. It just got to be a certain way. You understand what I'm saying?
10 plus years later, what does Paid in Full mean to you?
Shit is fly. I'm hyped about that shit.
How often do you watch it?
I don't watch it very often. That shit's depressing, man. And, you know, you got to remember, to get it to that place, I had to watch that shit 3,000 times. And, you know, I had to do reshoots. And there's a lot of frustrations of what I wanted to do. What I love about Paid in Full is it's a brand. So, of course, there'll be a Paid in Full, too.
It's going to be Paid in Full, too.
Hell yeah. Hell, why wouldn't I? I'd be retarded not to do it. But the only way I want to do it is if I pay for it. Because I had to chase the Weinsteins literally all around the world to get that movie out. Like, I had to bark on Harvey Weinstein in Paris. I had to bark on him in France. And I had to bark on him at a Victoria's Secret after party in front of the whole Victoria's Secret crew, and had them running behind curtains. That's Giselle and Naomi Campbell, just to get the movie out. And they wouldn't even sit with me and have a meeting with me unless Russell Simmons was in the room. I was like, what kind of bullshit is that? But they wasn't expecting me to be all around the world like I was. You know what I'm saying? I was walking the Palais just like everybody else was. You know what I mean? I've been doing that fashion thing for years. I've been did that. You know what I'm saying? Before, 10 years. You know what I mean? Like,
realistically though, if I really touch on it, everything,
bored of that shit.
Everything that's part of hip hop culture right now, you did it.
Well, I would say I tried to show the way.
I would say, I say with Russell Simmons, you know, put things in perspective. That was the OG.
He's the one that made me say, yo,
He did.
I'd rather be around models.
Right.
I liked his life.
And then, you know, from that, Russell did Fat Farm. And then
And I copied him.
y'all came.
Copied.
Sean John
Not
came.
like straight copied him.
and was extremely successful. But you had your hand on fashion. You had your hand
The
on
fashion joint
alcohol.
is the Rachel Roy joint. Like, you gotta remember, like, fashion, that's not fashion. Like, cut and sew is fashion. Like, Bergdorf Goodman is fashion. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, being designer, making your own brand and losing money. And, like, I was the first one. I don't know anyone else that's done that cracked fashion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was able to do something nobody did, but that's the shit nobody talks about. That's what, you know, I'm on the run now behind that shit.
And what about the alcohol?
Yeah.
First to that.
Yeah. I was the first.
Shoes.
You know what happens when you're the first? You get beat up because you're the first one.
Yeah.
So I took the hit for Armadale, and then your man knew, you know, he figured out how to do it right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm launching this weekend. I'm launching Dusko Blue, my white wine, my Riesling, and then we're gonna launch Dusko whiskey right after. That's what's sitting on the docks right now. I gotta ship that over.
Please send us a case.
Definitely. As soon as I get a case, that shit is, and that's whiskey. So I'm just approaching it different. You know what I mean? But I'm sure I'll be, not to say copied, I would say I will inspire people to do it, which is the reason why I do it.
No, you do. You inspire people, and I'm bringing that up. Money and Violence. The webisodes that coming on YouTube. Have you been paying attention to that?
Yeah. I think that's a dope way to go to another level. I think they've already built the brand. I was actually reaching out to RZA to turn it into a movie. You know what I mean? Because it's a brand. You know what I mean? So like I said, it's going to be State Property 3. It's going to be Death of a Dynasty 2. Like it's definitely going to be Paper Soldiers 2. Like why? How could it not? Kev Hart's rolling right now.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah.
How could he say no unless he's a scumbag? You know what I'm saying? There's no way he could say I'm not doing.
You're the first person to put him in a movie.
Yeah, I put him in the first couple of movies. I took him off the stage and put him in Paper Soldiers the next day. I did that.
What are those conversations like now? I mean,
The last time he was wearing Uggs, he bugging.
Yeah, I seen that. I saw that. It's great.
I don't, that's my man. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I can't co-sign those Uggs. You know what I mean? I'm like, what mentality is it that who you walking around just letting you wear Uggs? Like you a comedian, because comedians cut ass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's all we used to do.
Blame that on Spank or something. Somebody's not telling
He
you,
was
no,
like
dog.
arguing with me about it. Like, what do you mean? I'm coming from the gym. I'm like, my nigga. No parties, man. And I don't care where you at. You ain't supposed to be in the closet with them shits. He had the black joints on.
How do you recognize talent so early, Dan?
It's just a natural reaction.
Is it a Harlem thing or is it just?
It's just I think if something make me laugh, he made me laugh. If something make me dance, it make me dance. And I went to the rooftop. Boosie B. Big shout out to Boosie B. I'm about to do a record with him right now.
Real.
Yeah.
That brings up another point too. I feel like when it comes to hip hop, it's a few people that's legendary for talking cash shit. Yourself.
Absolutely.
I put Puff in there. I'll put Flex in there. And I'm humbled enough that people have brought my name into the conversation. You know what I'm saying? And I learned from you on the mixtapes.
Alright.
I heard the little stickle of Flex, but
because Flex Hip Hop is a flex pop. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's a growl.
Nah, not even that. Like, he's not talking about aspirational shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm popping shit about money.
You was uplifting. You was definitely uplifting, especially
always
on the mixtapes and the albums.
Always aspirational. I always want people to have a lifestyle to want to live and have, something to evolve to be. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to be influential when you're not living the life that's not anything aspirational. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna tell somebody that to do what you doing and you like living regular? See, it don't make sense to me to do things at a professional level and live regular. You should live professional. You work professional.
Real.
And professional doesn't mean skill. Because skill, a lot of people have, is a professional work ethic. Professional means you work harder than everyone else on the planet. Period. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't understand that. You know what I mean? It's not really just the skill, it's the work ethic. You understand what I mean? So, if I'm going to do things at a professional level and I'm going to put my own money up, I can do whatever I want to do. Period.
Talk.
You understand? What was the question, though? Because I forgot.
Man, we was just talking.
We
got topics after topics. I want to go back to State Property 3 real quick.
Let's go.
We getting the whole gang back together?
Yeah.
Everybody.
Whoever has a passport?
Oh, we shooting it overseas?
Yes.
What is it about, like, your relationship with Philly has always been an immaculate one. I mean, you really put on for the city. We have to say. I mean, you got 4 people from Philly in the room, you know, and it just we came up in a time when it was just like, I mean, Rockefeller State property, and you know, a lot of that was owed to you, and bringing that to the forefront.
Yeah, I mean, I just think I just ride out with my niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm gonna get money with you, I'm gonna get money with you. You know, and is a cloth that I'm from, and not everyone's cut from that cloth. And that cloth is everyone gotta eat, everyone gotta be rich, not one boss. That shit is dangerous. Like, I hate being the boss. That shit is. I like to be in a room full of bosses, cause, you know, or women, or I feel like.
Yeah, I heard you say that in an interview.
Yeah,
you like to be around more women. Yeah. Huh? That you like to empower women.
Yeah, I don't really trust dudes too much.
Yeah. It wasn't always that way though, right? Did you
I mean, I was younger. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like when you're young, especially when you don't have like a father figure around, the streets become your father, and you know, and your brothers, and you do anything for it. But you know, because you got that testosterone, which makes you want to be competitive and hunt, you start to justify certain things. See, I don't really know because I'm always up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always that guy. I always been since I was 15. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know not being that guy. So I've never been resentful toward anybody. Even when people jam me, I always see the good part of it, because I'm like, I just made crazy paper. How can I be mad? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all that really counting in this relationship. You know what I'm saying? I'm not married to no niggas. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know.
I heard stories about Keep It Real Wednesdays, and I heard it used to get serious on Keep It Real Wednesdays.
Never got serious to be. People's feelings get hurt.
Whose feelings got hurt the most?
I'm saying because
it was a while ago. Everybody don't our feelings no more.
Nah, producers be taking shit out.
Producers, okay.
Whoever felt the way, you know, because you really wasn't supposed to feel a way. So it was Keep It Real. So you walking in there knowing that if your shit ain't legit, and it's not like if your shit is legit, you gotta hit record. So that's, you know, people knew what they was walking into.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of that shit used to be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I heard about that.
God, we used to have that shit used to be funny as hell.
I heard a story, I don't remember where, somebody told it to me, but a story went that you guys were filling in for a show for Miss Jones. I don't know if it was in VA or Maryland. It was a promoter. Y'all came to do the show and filled in for Miss Jones last minute, and you went to the DJ or the promoter and was like, yo, I want you to come on the road with me and my man. Well, you know, we about to pop off. And he was like, nah, I'm gonna stay here at school and keep getting this money, and then the next thing you know, Rockefeller was built.
Yeah, I forgot about him. He didn't forget about me.
No, he probably.
I don't know what that was. I can see that happening. I say shit like that often.
Right.
That's that time traveling shit. I can see the future. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, all I do is, it's like a method. I just, you know, go to the future, what I think the future should be, and then I figure out exactly what I want to make that happen. Then I come back to my present and I just make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just went to the future. I just came back.
Seeing that you have many brands and many things to promote, and when you're doing interviews, I want to ask you, what bothers you the most about the Jay-Z questions when people bring it up?
Well, now, just because everybody kind of know, you know, how I feel about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the only thing that bothers me about the Jay-Z questions is nobody asked Jay-Z those questions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you're supposed to be this honest interviewer, which is your responsibility and obligation, then you need to ask questions. Like, I don't think getting prepped for an interview is fair. You know, I don't let nobody prep.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'd be like, ask an honest question, or else what I'm up here for.
That's real.
So that be my thing. Like, yo, y'all keep asking me all these questions and shit doesn't add up. But y'all just keep hearing my mouth. Ask that man. You know, y'all let him play that pop game and that election game. You know what I mean? But y'all let him do that. There's a lot of questions that, shit. Y'all get that man in front and back on the mic, boy. I'd have whoever don't ask no questions. I can't respect him because it's not honest. Because there's a lot of curiosity going on. You know what I mean? Like I'm curious, and you know I'm not usually curious. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like, I usually don't give a fuck. But right now I'm curious.
With the last time y'all saw each other at Shaka's birthday, was it any of those conversations come up, or just was?
That was Shaka's birthday, man. That wasn't for that. That was for what's up. How you doing? I ain't seen you in a minute. How's the family? You know. That was a bigger picture right there. So none of those questions get asked in those moments.
Beyond Rockefeller, what dynasties within music do you would you say you have the most respect for, or have come close to accomplishing what y'all accomplished?
Before or after?
You know, it's a different game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like Tech Nine's movement a lot. You know, like anyone that survived and been indie for over 10 years, you know, I have to respect that more than anything. You know, they still own their masters. They still have cash flow. They understand how to make money, which is on the road and with your merch, as opposed to thinking it's selling records, which it never is. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, I like those kind of movements, but you know, I respect guys like Cash Money who are still relevant.
Right.
You know, still completely relevant. Like the domination that movement has had has been retarded. So you can't deny Cash Money on any level. You know what I'm saying? At all. Like they've been relevant for decades now. So I think they might they might got the title. But you can't be mad at Dr. Dre.
Definitely.
You know, he has the all time.
Yeah, definitely.
He might have the all time.
I look at him like the Quincy Jones of the rap.
He might be a little more than that. He's like
One of Quincy?
because he's still rolling. Like he's you know, like Quincy's still rolling, and no disrespect to Quincy because that's the ultimate OG. But you know, after 40, niggas start slowing down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Drake just made, you know, he made some impactful things happen. You know, like look what he did.
No, I did.
You understand what I'm saying?
I went to the when I went to the new offices. I don't know if you've seen the movie The Internship, but it felt like going to Google.
It's Apple now. They bought it.
Yeah, that's real.
You know, but my point is, but even beyond that, the music.
Right.
You know, even it's like when I'm running the guys like Be Real and Snoop, and they all have similar scenarios to what you have. You know, like a compound with all kind of creative things happening, and they just chilling and laughing, and we all having fun. And I was talking to Be Real about it, like, yo, man, it's kind of cooler to do something at a legendary level and still be young to enjoy it. Like, we kind of retired, and we just having fun being like OGs, you know, but doing it our way. Moving when we want. We all go to nice houses, and we all move when we want. We all still smoke weed. You know, we were the guys that everyone in school thought were going to be in jail or dead. Right. You know, and we're doing it smooth. No beefs. You know, I be having bullshit beefs, you know, business shit. But, you know, that comes with business. You know what I mean?
Too honorable. How excited about this one are you?
I'm real excited about this one because I started to get into my rhythm as far as making movies, and I started to evolve as a director. And I was able to make these impactful movies with my OG like Daniel, and then the future OGs like Mook and Smoke Dizza, and also the platform for Smokey, who I kind of saw as just as talented as Kevin Hart.
Okay.
At the same time, they were both in the same movies.
Okay.
It's like unfinished business. And then, you know, being able to work with Cam again. The shit that was dope was we were shooting the scene in the hotel room, and Paid in Full was playing on BET.
Wow.
It was crazy.
That's crazy.
It was ill. And it was like 10 years later, we doing the same shit, but I'm paying for it now. So there's an evolution there. But that just was telling me that the future is, you know, instead of it being on BET, it'll probably be on my channel, which is, you know, PGTV.
Kanye West is executive producer of Too Honorable.
Yeah.
When y'all, what was that moment like, and how fast did it happen when that call came for you to present Kanye with that award? And the turnaround time, I'm wondering, like, was it a week, a day before, 2 days before? And
like
then,
2 days. Like 2 days.
And seeing it so much time, what was your thought process on going to that moment?
I was kind of wondering what his thought process was. Because I was like, damn, the first time you see me is going to be on the stage. That's brave. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't even know what I was walking into, to be honest.
Really?
You know, Cabron was with me. I know what we did was right before that is we smoked a lot of weed. And we just smoked some weed, right?
So y'all didn't talk? Did y'all talk before?
Nah, like we had a phone call. You know, I had to, you know, whatever was on my mind, I had to say, and I did, and we got through it. And honestly, like lately when I see Kanye, our conversations, he's really evolved.
Yeah.
You know, and what he's gonna do with his celebrity is gonna be, I think, impactful, because I haven't seen anybody with that kind of celebrity have to focus on what he's focused on. Like, he's really turned into a fashion designer.
Right.
And got the respect of the fashion world, which is not easy. And it takes years. It didn't happen overnight. And he fought for it. He went screaming and kicking.
Did you think he would make it to this heights?
That's why I put him on. I mean, you know.
This heights?
Ask, go, rewind, do the interviews, and just look and see what I was saying.
Because whose interview are we watching? No ID's interview. And No ID said when he would take Kanye around, took him into a meeting, and he would walk into the meeting and say, "I'm gonna be Michael Jackson." And No ID said, "Oh, I gotta fall back because this guy's crazy."
I knew that because he didn't have a gun in his hand. You know what I'm saying? Like the reason why none of us could do that is because we were too dirty. Our backgrounds were too tainted. But he was clean. He still is. You know, he affects, like, who would have thought that the person that would be the most powerful would be the one that wasn't looked at as the most physically powerful. The one that never picked up a gun in his life. Look who's on the cover of Time magazine right now, you know?
That's what you said, it's correct.
You know, and that's and then, you know, when I see Kanye, not to speak his personal business, but his family life is A1.
Right.
And that's all that counts. So he's already won the game. You know, once you got a good backyard, a good wife, good kids, I mean, that's really what you hustle for anyway, right? And he has that, you know. At least that's what I see. And now he's able to do what really inspires him. And because of his celebrity, he can also expose when people aren't doing things correctly in a very organic way. You know, he has. The thing about he has a fearless point of view, whether he knows what he's talking about or not.
What brands motivate Dame Dash outside of entertainment, music, culture, fashion, just in a business sense?
What brands inspire me?
Yeah.
As far as business industries?
Yeah.
It's sports.
That's fine.
That's my next thing is sports. So I'm trying to get a team. My man John Cohen has a team, Extreme Sports, and we're trying to buy a team together. And I'm also, because of Jay Black, who's original Best Out, you know, that was like, you know, like what I was, the 142nd Street, and that's what Toronto knows about. He's in it as well. He, like Rich Porter was his OG. You understand what I'm saying? And me and him, like, we knew each other since we was like 17.
Damn.
And you know, we sat in Branson's in his candy shop, you know, where no one else could be, and talked about how much money we was gonna make together. And I never had an argument with him one time in my life.
Wow, that's crazy.
And he's original Best Out, and we're a very argumentative crew. You know, we still argue every day when we speak to each other with a little liquor. It's gonna be.
Dame Dash moving Carolina. Is next one in North Carolina?
That's it. It's done already. We just moved right outside of Charlotte.
Okay.
In Albemarle, and I'm opening up. I'm putting up OG Farms. I'm gonna make my movies and grow some shit.
And where do you see that in the next year or two?
Built.
Right.
You know, we already there. It's happened. Like the spot, the furniture's already in the building. That's why I'm staying. That's why I got my dogs with me. You know what I mean? Like, and I like it. You know, I live on a lake. Shit's beautiful.
A lot of land.
And then the land, and then the opportunity is endless. We're doing a really big concert in Charlotte and Raleigh in August. And I don't want to officially announce it because I don't know if I can get in trouble about it. But, you know, and we're also going to launch the television network and the movie network, all that stuff. It just makes sense. It's cheaper. You know, like, I'm more of a destination. You only want to be in LA and New York just so you're in the mix.
To get,
But I'm not really an in the mix kind of guy anymore. I haven't been for a while. I'm more of a guy that just needs my own environment.
That's how a lot of people have seen it all and been through it all. Been a lot of Hollywood guys are like that too. Bigger actors.
It's like going to a club 30,000 times.
Yeah, and seeing the same people.
Go to the same club.
Yeah.
Every day,
for the last
same
20 years.
Motherfuckers, same. Like, I couldn't do that shit for a year. You see, I was out of there. It was ghosts. But it's not like I was outside every day.
Yeah.
Just, you know, you look on the internet. I just was hitting the internet hard. I had the creative control. Shout out to Kudi Ashike. Also, I want to give a shout out to my man JT. He's out here. You know what I'm saying? And he's doing a lot of what I'm doing. He has Trap Flicks. And we're probably going to do a movie while I'm out here. He's out here as well. And
Kudi Ashike was, he was ahead of the curve with that too.
Yeah, I mean, they had creative control already built, and I had all the content.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, let's just team up. But yeah, I was more into figuring out how to monetize it other than ad rev. And in order to do that, you had to do scripted programming, and that's what I'm doing, you know. And then I also got this other, and it's not just gangster programming, you know. I got the Hip Hop Motivator, his movie, this Secret to Ballin' is coming out.
Yeah, what's that about? I heard about that.
He just interviewed a lot of people that he cuts, and he has a lot of relationships, and he's a good dude. Big shout out to Kenyatta. And you know, it's Method Man, Redman, RZA, me, Chris Brown, Faith Evans, Be Real, like, and all of them are honestly saying how they got what they got. So if you want what they got, they'll tell you how they got it. Whether you like it or not, you'll at least know. You know what I'm saying? And then also the guy from The Secret is in it. Like all kind of people are in it.
Dame Dash is here now. You know, being a father myself, going through a divorce myself, and you're in a situation where, because you're a public figure, is playing out in front of the world, but you've also you've taken a role on not allowing all the information to be one-sided and speaking up for yourself.
Yeah, I went through this with Boogie, you know, and I actually got locked up a lot with Boogie, but I ended up raising him since he was 8, and I'm real proud of what he is. You know, he got 3 restaurants, Chips, Pollo, and Buns. You know, and he has a record in the street right now. That shit, I could have told the truth, but a lie for my niggas. You heard that? Anyway, and he just did a television show with Run's daughter.
Okay.
And the Master P's son.
Oh yeah, I heard about that show.
Yeah, shit is hard.
Yeah.
And
I think what's her name?
the Barge's daughter.
That housewife that originated Atlanta Housewife. She did that. Yep, she did that. Princess did that.
Oh, she did? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I think Princess did
Datari put me on, but you know, for my son.
Datari, I remember Datari. You know, Datari put us on a mixtape together. You remember that?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I was telling LeBron, man, can you remember?
And we did.
I'm not gonna say I started mixtapes, but back then
You started talking that Cash Talk before you. It was just shout out to 142nd
and Kid Capri started that shit.
Yeah.
But I'm saying my thing was I would get with the hottest mixtape dude and do a mixtape with him.
Definitely.
That's what I did. So I used to always try to empower who was up next.
Right.
So just like you said, how did I know you was up next? Gabron didn't tell me back then. You know what I'm saying? But I knew back then.
Right.
Right? Whoever it was, I always surround myself with the younger people because they're going to tell me.
That shit you talked on Green Lantern tape? Oh my God.
Yeah, Green Lantern, Clue. I put out the first mixtape at a professional level.
Right.
I put out 2 DJ Clues
and went platinum.
mixtape with fucking platinum.
Absolutely.
Damn, I be doing some fly shit.
I forgot about that. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth?
My man Yomi from MTV called me. He was like, "Yeah, man, I'm watching Chris John video right now." I was like, "I forgot I put out Chris John. That shit, I'm a fly nigga for that." I like to do shit where like 10 years later, I'd be like, "I'm a fly nigga for that." You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of I'm a fly nigga for that shit. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of I'm a fly nigga for that moments. You know what I mean?
26,
those moments.
2016. Can you see Hillary Clinton in office?
I mean, that's the only Bush I want in the office. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. I'm all about women, you know, and if it's not going to be a black man or a black woman, it might as well be a white woman. You know what I'm saying? A woman. And it can't be a Republican only because they dumb. You know what I'm saying? They just be saying some stupid ass shit. You know, they got Stacey talking for us, so you know they stupid.
Oh, man.
I know Stacey. I'd be at Thanksgiving with her.
Hey, what do you say to her after, you know,
you don't even know, man. You know what I'm saying? They just be like, why you a Republican for what, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not even rolling like a Republican, man. Like, you known for doing Clueless, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then we start arguing about who's cool. So she was trying to say Jeff Christie was cool. I like that nigga that can't even watch his weight correct. Like, how you gonna watch the fucking government? And then he went and did that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And now Jed is in it. You know, he got experience though. They'll know how to win. You gotta watch those motherfuckers. Yeah. Jed and them is smart. I had a meet with him once.
You had a meeting with Jeb Bush?
Yeah, me and Big. Ooh. He used to win because he was the governor of Florida and there was tax initiatives to make movies. Okay. So I was trying to raise money and shit. You know what I mean? Back then. And that's another thing is I tried to raise money. It just doesn't work, man. I can't do it. That shit is too demeaning. It's just
because you were gonna go shoot in Florida.
I was gonna, if the taxes were right. It was like I was trying to get some investing based on tax initiatives. It was like a, you know, it was some business shit.
Well, what made you go to Carolina and come to Atlanta? Because you know Georgia's
Jay Black, everything Jay Black, bro. Jay Black and Big Boots. You know what I'm saying? Like they was like, this is where it's at. He got the army out here. He got the Dusko Boys. We launching the liquor. He got a factory out here. He just had it laid out so good. And usually I'm a person that has to do everything. So me and him from the same place. We have a professional hustler's mentality. So it's like having another Dame Dash. I can do 2 things, 3 things at one time now. You know me, to make it challenging, I do 10 things at one time. Hot.
I like to do that too. Where a lot of
there's no other way. It's not fun no other way. You know, it's too easy.
Can we compare 80s Harlem, 90s Harlem, 2000 Harlems, and now Harlem? With
no comparison, man. No comparison. See, I was there when crack was born. You know what I'm saying? And that made a lot of young niggas rich. So young niggas rich on a competitive level meant your fashion game and your swag game had to be on 10. So you gotta remember, I was 15. I had a max with the kit. You know, ask Malik Yoba. You heard him on the interview if you did. You know, and then pulled up Boogs Moms had the Porsche. See, I mean, I had a Porsche, but I gave it back. And Books Moms had the 300Z, so you know that's when I liked my women to have good cars too. So, well, I'm not saying I bought it. I wasn't a trick like that. But I had that shit. That shit had chrome rims. Oh my god. I was like 17, 18. I might have been 19. And you know, all my friends, we were all young, the best out. We were teenagers, but we were bosses. We had businesses, regardless to how we had it. But because of the people we were affiliated with, because of our OGs, like we were the guys, the best out were the guys that the OGs kind of picked out, that saw themselves, you know, saw themselves in us. You understand what I mean? So my man Daniel and Rich Porter for him, and you know, all these other dudes for, you know, 33 over there. We were all the young guys that were somewhat protected and secure. So we weren't running around trying to be tough. You know, that wasn't what it was. We were laughing, and we all knew how to fight, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was about knuckle game. See, to survive in the street, like an honorable street, all you really need to do is be funny and have a knuckle game. You know, or at least be able to be like, I'll take a fair one, and you get respected.
These kids crazy now. They shoot, and they're not even...
It's because it's not, the guidance isn't there, you know? That's why. But a fair one is the most honorable way, always. Like two big time drug dealers with their crews will be out there with guns, and if one say, yo, I need a fair one,
right,
all guns got to go down.
Yeah, that's not happening no more.
Maybe because no one's calling for a fair one. I called for a fair one and didn't get it, man.
I see you in the ring.
I'm seeing on the gram.
Yeah, I had to punch Birdo all in his face.
Is there what's the future for boxing? You think? I mean, because
shit's dope. Floyd brought energy back in there, man.
But now what? Because we don't want to see another Floyd Pacquiao. I don't think the consumers won't pay for that.
I'm paying for anything Floyd do.
But he probably only got one or two more. So then
listen, Floyd's 39, man. You know, no one else has been rolling for 19 years straight, and that's the reason why he's a brand that he is.
Is he better than Muhammad Ali?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
You can't do that.
All right.
It's a whole different. No.
All right. Back to the topic. I'm sorry. I just want to
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's just Muhammad Ali. That's the superior, supreme being OG. That was a heavyweight. He was knocking niggas. He was looking like Floyd at that weight.
Right.
At that Klitschko weight. He was looking like Floyd at Klitschko weight. That's a different thing. He had hands, skills, and could talk. Dudes these days, no disrespect, are kind of goofy that talk. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be floppy and sloppy, and that's why nobody gives a fuck about the heavyweights no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, it was a whole, then he was like swagged out, niggas going to jail, he didn't give a fuck, you know, even though, you know what I mean? Like, what? Again, Floyd is my man, but Muhammad is the superior OG of all time boxers forever.
If you could have a fair one with somebody right now, who do you want a fair one with?
I'm too old for a fair one, man. I don't want a fair one. I just want to see my kids ready. You know what I'm saying? No one would be able to have a fair one with me. It wouldn't be good. Like the people that would like, it wouldn't even be a fair one.
Right.
Like the ones that I would call out for some physical drama are the nerdiest ones, because those are the ones that violate the most.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it would be like Alan Grumblatt, or like Charlie Wack, or Leor Cohen, or Joey. You know, there's no stats in smacking Joey. You know what I'm saying? There's no fair one there. You know what I mean? Just because he didn't have to do what I had to do to survive. You know what I mean? Oh, really? Nah, I know. I want a fair one.
Okay.
And now, you know, I don't want to say it because I'm at court with him now, but Donald Suarez, the lawyer that's separating me from my children and doing it for money.
Yeah.
You know, the dude that flat out in the elevator told me, like, Mr. Dash, I'm just in it for your money. And was telling people in the elevator, in front of witnesses, CEOs, everything, like, he just mad because I'm going to get his money. You know what I mean? And he's using my kids. Like, I understand business, but you can't use the kids as... I don't understand people that use children as business. That I don't respect. That's not a business that I could fuck with. You know what I mean? Separating good fathers from their kids as a strategic move of leverage.
Does it hurt to see even some of what it play out with you and your daughter on social media and those platforms? Like, as a father?
Well, the thing is, it's playing out anyway.
Right.
I've been through this with Bugs, and Wendy Williams was relentless.
Right.
Relentless on Bugs. And Miss Jones. Relentless. You know, they didn't care how it made Boogie feel. So I was like, and what they would repeat is the bullshit that everyone was saying. They'd be like, nah, don't say nothing. But I'm like, why you got to wear that? He knows I'm a good dad. Yeah. So I'm not gonna have my kids going to school with people thinking that I didn't just give both of their mothers $100. I bought Lucky Moms a house, and I'm going to court for $22,000. That shit ain't right. You know what I'm saying? It's just not morally right. I don't care if I'm supposed to give the money directly to child support. I gave her $128,000, and she robbed me before. And she knows. And Rachel, I made a company, built it around her, so that my family always had the money as supposed to. So when all that time I was broke, I'm still paying 10, 15 racks a month in child support, but I'm broke. You know what I mean? But my kid's salary is more than most corporate motherfuckers up in the building, right? But, and if I didn't pay it, they were taking me to court, and I had to pay legal fees. So instead, so she was supposed to be paying the court ordered whatever it was, and my judgments out of that, the royalties that came into the company. She wasn't paying it.
Wow.
So she basically wasn't paying her own child support, right? And I was giving her money outside the child support, and then took me to court for it. And if the child support's late, look, if the child support's late, then there's stuff in it that says if it's late, then you owe $300. That's where those numbers come from, because it was late. Now retroactively, I owe $360, and now it's a warrant. And it's the same lawyer representing my other son, mother, Lucky. You know what I'm saying? And his name Donald Suarez. And again, I went into the house, was like, yo, I can't have my son living like this. You know, I don't care about her really. Like, you know, she's his mom, so I care about her on that level and as a woman. But really, it's my son. So I was like, look, I went with them, picked out a house. When I noticed the child support wasn't happening, I said, look, if anything wrong, I'll take care of it.
Right.
Take this $125, but don't hire Donald Suarez. She says, all right, I won't. Now I'm in court with a warrant for $23,000. But his legal fees is about 20, 30, 140 the other. You know what I mean? So if, let's say I got to pay that, I'll make so much money like you said about here, I'm not going to feel it. But I'm fighting that shit, and I'm going to have a moral court. Like, someone needs to ask those people, their friends need to say, is what he's saying true? And if that's the case, why are you doing that? Why do you think it's advantageous to put your son's father in jail, the person your son loves the most, his hero, her hero, the person that's paying for private school's 30 racks a year for all of them kids.
That's real.
All paid up front. You know what I'm saying? Camp, all paid. You know, like, how can I pay all this money and still have a warrant for my arrest? You understand? Like, just because the system works for everybody, there's still some evil people that use it to manipulate it, and it kind of needs to be sophisticated because the due process is damaging. I haven't seen my children other than Boogie in 2 months. A month, really. Like a month. I got like, they use orders of protection as a strategic move to get you out the house and to leverage you into settling. It's business. And I know a judge has to be used to it because it's a play. The same exact play happened on Books. But I was patient, and I went through a trial, and I got him. And it was worth the fight. So let's say I lose in court, it's still not going to be a loss. Because I don't care what anybody's opinion is. No one has to fight my fight. No one knows what it feels like for the last 20 years to have all your personal business exaggerated and put in a perspective to sell papers while my kids got to be outside. So if you don't know my fight, don't judge it.
Are you
That's
going
what
to
I
tell
tell
the
people.
story? Are you going to write the book?
I'm telling the story. You can write the book by subscribing my interviews. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to tell it. I'm going to make a movie about it. I'm going to write a book about it. Whatever happens, happens. You know, this is the kind of shit you could pay to get out of regardless. Right. So it's about paper. It's not, I didn't do anything criminal. I'm going to go to jail because I'm a good father, and then they don't let me see the kids.
Crazy.
You understand? Like, they're not letting me see them. Like, I don't understand how that could be advantageous to the kids. Like, put the kids first. That got to be the new thing. Pound, put the kids first. Especially to good fathers. It's not enough good fathers, but the ones that are, the mothers make them.
And it's good that you're speaking
fight
up for those good fathers.
You know, and you can see come on, I got order of protection against my kids. Look at on my Instagram ain't about nothing but kids. It's a contradiction to me as a man. I don't let no women around me spend no money as a gentleman. I don't do that.
Real.
And you could ask any one of them.
Real.
I made the company for Rachel Roy so that their mother would have something to be proud of. And she fucking and she spent the money. You understand what I'm saying? I can't help that.
How's Biggs doing?
I don't know. I guess he's doing time, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's been too long.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, after a certain time, I was like, I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yeah.
You know, I'll see him when he get home. I love him to death. But you know, I don't know what could get him in trouble, what can't get him in trouble. Like, I really don't understand how he could be in jail so long.
Right.
I don't really understand it. It's been like 3-4 years.
Yeah.
So like, you know, I just gotta. I can't be fucking with that too much. But I love Biggs to death, man. I can't wait to get back.
To end on a brighter note, tell me the funniest, most recent conversation between you and Cam.
Great question.
I want to end on a light, bright note. A conversation between you and Killer.
Really funny conversation.
I know. I would just need one of them.
Like the last one? The last funny
or
one?
the last funny one.
They be funny like every day. Every time me and Cam talk. Yo, Rocky, what was that shit me and Cam was talking about when we was on our way down south? We was driving and I was, no. He might not want to say that. I know that one. That was
It's a lot of them. You can skip that one.
No, but that was the most recent one. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times me and Cam have, like he tries to pretend he's not in competition with me, but in Harlem we're always in competition.
Right, it's just a Harlem thing.
So when we get on the phone, I make a point of fronting on him. You know what I'm saying? So we do a lot of fronting on each other. But my thing is I like people to spend more money. So a lot of our conversations be about, yo, you gotta spend more money. You know what I'm saying? And it'd be like that kind of thing. That'd be kind of funny. But then sometimes we talk about things that you wouldn't think we would know that are happening on the block. Because we're still like really affiliated with our friends.
Yeah.
So we really laugh about some funny shit that be happening on the block. But because of that, I can't even say nothing because the block is going to be mad.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But we laugh a lot. Actually, every time we get on the phone, it'd be like really funny. and recently, you know, he really mad because I be beating him in ping pong. You know what I'm saying? So that shit aggravates him a lot.
Yeah.
Him and Juju don't like that.
do you look at it's like the new rappers in Harlem? They're like sons of people you came up with. I mean,
Well, I would say they're younger,
Yeah.
for sure. And I think they're inspired. I see that Cam is made, like he's like a cult,
definitely.
like semi-god in certain places.
Yeah.
Like they got niggas like this dude on a candle. You know what I'm saying? Like bed sheets and all this. And we have, you know, Dipset USA.
Right.
So, you know, he's, you know, and that's the thing is like, I'd be like, I just wish Cam is so authentic that it makes it where he can't benefit the pop way that Kanye and Jay have. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want to see. I want to see Cam on the cover because he has so much honesty with. There's no politics with Cam. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna give you. There is no filter really with Cam, and I think that's what people love about him. And he does it with swag and confidence, and he keeps people entertained. And he's actually insulated himself in a bubble similar to mine. He doesn't really. I don't think he knows what year it is.
With all due respect, I think that was 50's hardest beef because he didn't know how to face Cam when he came to Cam being so funny. Coming at him, 50 wasn't used to that on that level when he came that direction.
Cam's from Harlem, man. Listen, okay, how about this? I'll tell you what would be really funny is because he plays No Homo, pause, and I play pause. And Pause is the OG of Pause, No Homo, Pause. You understand what I'm saying?
Pause is the OG of No Homo.
Pause started.
Pause, yeah.
That's for the, and it was Ayo before that.
I remember Ayo, yeah.
You remember that? So Ayo evolved into Pause for us, and then the younger cats, which were now the older dudes.
Cam can take credit for No Homo?
That crew can.
Okay.
And my crew completely 100%.
Pause.
Yes,
Yeah.
pause all up. We made that. And can't nobody say that.
Okay.
That'd be like ridiculous. But yeah, so sometimes the rules he bends like a pause rule. Like I'll say pause and he'll still be like, but I'll be like, you know, it gets like that sometimes.
That's never gonna stop.
And then also what would be funny is sometimes when Cam and I have conversations, he really don't be knowing because he's in his own bubble. So it'll be people that are really famous, and I'll have him talking to him. He have no idea who they are until after. You know, like we're having a full conversation with Susan Sarandon one night. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking pictures, and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" You know, he's doing. And then I'm like, "Yo, that was like Susan." I show him, he's like, "Oh, what?" I thought, because this man was like saying this other chick was out there that was famous. He's like, "I thought the other girl was the famous one." I was like, "No, man. He was talking this. That was Ghostbusters and all that, man." One time he barked on Giselle one time. I was like, "Oh my god."
Oh my God, Giselle.
Yeah, man. Because she was like, "Why do you think rapping beef?" He's like, "Yo, I ain't asked you. We didn't get an opinion." Like, he gave her one of those. I was like, "I told you." Like, I was telling her, like, you can't be talking to anybody like that. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. I didn't ask you. Like, one of those kind of things.
Dame Dash, man. Too honorable.
Another funny one?
Okay, keep going.
Nah, I ain't gonna tell her.
No, go ahead, please. That'd be a great finale.
It's just cool because, you know, him and I are friends for so many years.
And that's my guy. I love that guy.
We get to laugh at things that most people don't because
Right.
we know it from the, like, I knew Cam from the street. You understand what I mean? Like, that's like my man. You know what I mean? So, and Dookie and all, like, when I get to be with people and Jay Black and anyone from the Best Out, when you can just kick it with your homeboys from 25 years ago, it keeps a perspective. It keeps things very real. Like, I love the
That's how we
arguments.
are.
Yeah, you gotta have that, you know? You gotta have that. And that's my foundation. And it comes from a very authentic place. So him and I, still laugh at real hood shit. You know, like we really be laughing and shit. You know what I'm saying? So we always recognize the fact that no one else is friends after this. We're like, yeah, well, how come nobody else has? You know what I mean? Like, what's so special about guys that, because they're from the same code of ethic and honor, still being friends and getting money together? Like, we still get money together.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, but we don't have to come outside, really.
Cam isn't too honorable.
Cam's definitely, he killed it. Cam's a professional. That's like the
Absolutely.
Robert De Niro. But Mook is ill too.
Yeah.
And Smoke is ill too. Like, you know, rappers have good memories.
Yeah.
So for coverage and shit, you know, they can remember their things like that. You know, but I was pretty impressed. And that's another reason why I continue to work with them, because they're authentic. And again, Mook brought Daniel back into my life. Pause, my OG. I hadn't seen him for 25 years. You know, and it just so happened that Daniel was also Mook's OG.
Crazy.
Because that's what OGs do. They give advice to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But think about it. There's Dame Dash, there's Mook. We're the best at what we do.
Right.
A lot of that came from his advice. So all of like what I am today, I give all credit to my OGs, because I know what I learned from. The good things and the qualities, like Jazz Hayton. You know, he's from Council, or Nicky Barnes' original crew. Like, he tells me how he had to organize in Attica and, you know, what he fought for. I'm like, damn, I didn't have to do that. So it makes my fight and my struggle nothing to me. But it also makes it where I can't ever stand back, because I got these people to answer to. You understand? I always have to